In this ACT video, we're going to take a look at adding and subtracting polynomials. Before we get started with our first example, we need to make sure we understand what a polynomial is. And a polynomial is just an expression made up of variables and numbers or products of variables and numbers. So, for example, 3x squared plus y. This is a polynomial. More specifically, we can call this a binomial because it has two terms, and the prefix bi means two. 3x squared is one term, y is a separate term. These are not like terms because they don't have the same variables with the same exponents. That's what we're going to look for when we're adding and subtracting polynomials. The same variables with the same exponents. Another example of a polynomial might be negative 7 plus wx plus y cubed. And this has three terms. Negative 7 is a term, wx is a term, and y cubed. So we can call this a trinomial. And if we have just one term, like maybe just x or negative 2, those are just one term, so we call that a monomial. For our purposes, though, we'll just use the generic term polynomial, word poly meaning many. So let's take a look at our first example. We've got the quantity 3x to the fifth y minus 2x squared plus 3y squared minus 12xy plus the quantity 7x to the fifth y minus 10y squared minus 8xy. Again, we're looking for like terms when we're adding and subtracting polynomials. So what I'm going to do is start with our first term, 3x to the fifth y. And I'm going to look for any other term that has those same variables with same exponents. So when I go down the line, the only other term I see is 7x to the fifth y. So we add the coefficients, 3 plus 7, and that gives me 10x to the fifth y. I'm going to put a little line through those because I've used them up. They're done. I don't want them in my way. And I'm going to go to the next term, negative 2x squared. I'm going to go down the line, see if I see any other terms with x squared in it, and I don't. So I just bring it down, minus 2x squared. I'm going to put a little line through that because I'm done. And I'm going to pick up my next term, 3y squared. I go down the line looking for anything else with y squared, and I see minus 10y squared. So we're going to add the coefficients, 3 and negative 10 gives me minus 7y squared. I'm going to put a line through those terms just so I know I'm done with them. They won't be in my way. And I'm going to pick up negative 12xy. And I see that I can combine that with negative 8xy. Those are like terms. Remember, same variables with the same exponents. Combine those and we get minus 20xy. And as long as you don't see any terms that have the same variables with the same exponents, you know you've completely simplified the expression. So we are done with this one. Now, fortunately, when we're subtracting polynomials, it's really not much different. We're going to add one extra step at the beginning. So here we have the quantity 2x to the fifth minus 4y cubed minus the quantity 3x to the fifth minus 7y cubed. So we've got subtraction this time. What we're going to do is you want to take that subtraction sign, you want to change it to addition, and you want to change all the signs behind it so that 3 becomes a negative and the 7 becomes a positive. Now we're just working with the same type problem as the previous example. So we're going to look for like terms. 2x to the fifth and negative 3x to the fifth makes negative 1x to the fifth. Done with those. Negative 4y to the third plus 7y to the third makes positive 3y to the third. No more like terms, so we know we've completely simplified the expression. So remember, when you're adding and subtracting polynomials, you're adding the like terms, which have the same variables and the same exponents. And when you have subtraction, you're essentially changing it to an addition problem and changing the signs and the quantity behind it.